beautiful beings, and welcome to my sacred space. My name is Raven, and thank you so much for being here. This is going to be my deck review and flip through of the Tarot of Modern Goddesses by Cecilia Latari and Petra Braun. This is a deck that I purchased off of Rockpool. And yeah, we're gonna have a look at the cards very shortly. If you are just here to have a look at the images, please check the timestamp on my description box below because in this channel I do talk about the packaging and the guidebooks and all of that. Alright, so the box itself, it doesn't have anything in the interior. I think they somehow patterned this from Liminal 11 decks, but the difference is Liminal 11 actually learned. So a lot of people not really complained but gave them suggestions because it really slides off very easily. So Liminal 11 added this extra cover which is magnetic so that the deck won't fall off. But with this one, I can see that happening. As you can see, I'm just gonna boom. It just falls out like that. So be careful when you're handling this deck because it will just fall right out. Oh, and I'm sorry, I apologize for this. If anyone's put off by this or you feel queasy with, well, it's covered, but yeah, some people do feel queasy whenever someone has like injuries, so I apologize for that. Okay, maybe I'll give you a quick backstory about what happened. If you're not interested, you can just fast forward. So I have two cats, right? Magnus and his mother, Cleo. The father passed away, Rocco, in 2021. And so I'm just left with two cats. And Cleo is actually, recovering from sickness, and she wasn't able to groom herself for the last week or so. And her fur was just really matted. So I had to bring her to the groomers to get cut and, just to give her like a full-on shave. And when she got back here, Magnus was very curious about her. It felt like he didn't recognize her. So I was just watching them, right? I had to go to my toilet in my bedroom, and then I heard all of a sudden these loud yowls, and I saw these two cats just really at each other's throats. And I panicked. I got my bedroom slippers, the fluffy and soft ones, and then I started patting, not really hard, patting Magnus on the face because he was really like on her neck and she was upside down, like her belly was up, and I know that's not a good position, especially if you're a cat. So I had to really break them apart. And as soon as I picked up Cleo and I sat her on the bed, I stepped on something wet, and then I realized, oh my gosh, she pooped and wet herself, and I was like, oh no. And then all of a sudden Magnus jumped on the bed and continued attacking, and I tried to pull Cleo away, and he got me on my hand. It was so painful. It's like the most painful thing I've experienced. I didn't expect it to be that painful. Like even after the bite, like minutes later, it was still really throbbing and really super painful. I just didn't know what to do. I had to go to the ER for that. And then they gave me a bunch of shots. Like they had to administer this special anti-rabies shot that had to be injected onto the wounds, and it makes me queasy just thinking about it because it was so painful. And then I'm on my day 2 of my anti-rabies shot, so I also had that. It's administered on my arm, and then also had anti-tetanus shots. But anyway, going back to the modern goddesses, I'm sorry, I just wanted to give you a quick story. Anyway, so this is the guidebook. They call it the manual. Tarot cards of modern goddesses. So this has really nice quality paper. In the back it says, this deck dedicated to goddesses will allow you to read their messages and apply them to your daily life, rediscovering female power through the inspiration of iconic women from our time. Ooh, very cool. Okay. So I do love Rockpool, and I do love how they, really pay good attention to the packaging, to the guidebooks and all of that, not just the cards. So I have really high hopes for this. I had a peek of the deck and the guidebook when I filmed my year-end video wherein I did this haul, but like really this is the first time that I'm really going through it. The paper is really good as well. It's thick. It's not your tissue paper style. This is really thick. Okay, and then so you have Real and Divine Modern Grandeur. So I guess those are like your introduction by the creators, and then we go to the Major Arcana immediately. So you have a full representation of the card here, and it has a goddess name, which alludes to the card. So the Fool is Persephone. And then, so you have the meaning here, and then you also have like questions to ponder on. You know what I mean? I like that. What baggage can you leave behind to lighten your load? So very nice touch. We have the magician over here, and it's Morgan. And then questions again. And I love that it's just blue. I think it's really cool that, you know, it's not just all white. They have the high priestess with the scorpion brooch. And then, what is that? It's like an egg, a cracked egg. Isis. We have the Empress, Tara. We have Emperor, Pele. Okay, and then we move forward, and obviously, since this is a tarot of modern goddesses, not gods, we are definitely going to see just females in this deck. So we move to the Minor Arcana. Okay, so the Minor Arcana doesn't feature 2 pages for each of the cards, but everything is here, and you don't have additional questions. Okay, so let's see towards the end. All right, reading and interpreting the tarot cards of goddesses. So you have instructions before you actually go on a reading. And then, okay, here you have the instructions on how you consecrate your deck, meaning how you connect with it, how you bond with it, and yeah, how you transfer your energy onto the deck so that you'll have a better connection. So that's good that they have that there. Then you have how to familiarize yourself with the deck. So card a day, your birth card, tell a story. So very nice tips for you to really, you know, increase your connection with your deck. And then the message of the goddess. So these would be your spreads, okay? Triple goddess spread. And yeah, that's it. And then a little bit more information about the creators. Okay. This deck is quite strange just because, you know, I don't know, I feel like it's unnecessary. Ouch. Okay. Come on, Fall. I feel like it's unnecessary for them to have like another talk box here. The Grunge Tarot is also by Rockpool, but you know, they don't have like another talk box. I feel like this is unnecessary and it's just clutter, so I would have preferred if they didn't have this. Plus it's an additional effort for me to take out the cards, but voila, it's there. I'm just gonna put this here. And so we are going to talk about the cards now. Alright, so this is glossy, so pretty similar as the Grunge Tarot that I reviewed previously. So the backing is really cool. It's the same colors, the box, well, quite similar. This is laminated, glossy laminated. So this is, you know, very shiny. I like how the colors pop out more in glossy decks, but I do prefer my matte decks, but that's okay. Here we have the Crone of Pentacles. So I guess instead of like having the King, we have the Crone. Okay, cool. And yeah, cardstock wise, it is quite thicker than your normal Hay House Tarot. Like the Lightseers, this is a little bit thicker, a little bit more sturdy. And we're going to see later how it shuffles. But for now, I'm going to flip the cards over so that we can have a look at the images. And I'm going to put on some music. Okay, that was very, very interesting. For some reason, I feel like this deck makes me feel like I am on a vacation. I don't know, but I think that has a lot to do with the colors that they used, as well as the different foliage that they have featured in the deck, like these palm trees. It feels so summery. I feel like I am like in Mexico right now enjoying a martini, or I don't know, a pina colada. But yeah, it gives off that vibe. I also love the colors that they used in this deck. The contrasting of colors is just so stunning. Like this forest green or emerald green with the magenta, and it works. It really works. It's so simple, but at the same time, a lot of symbolisms are embedded in the images, and you can clearly see that, of course, this deck is patterned from the RWS or Rider-Waite Smith system, and yeah, it's very apparent that they followed it, and I really like that because I am an RWS girl, and so every single card here features goddesses or women in general. Yeah, and I don't know, this deck is just so visually and aesthetically pleasing for me. I don't know, there's something about it that's just so comforting. I'm not sure if it's because it gives me summery vibes, and when you're in vacation you're very comfortable, you're just relaxed and chill, but I don't know, there's something about it that makes me feel light. Do you know what I mean? I hope you understand what I'm trying to convey. But just to give you a reference, this is actually quite bigger than your usual tarot deck. So this is my Star Seekers Tarot, and this is how big it is. And as you can see, this is a matte deck, this is a glossy deck, so you can also clearly see the difference in the lamination or in the finish of the cards. Yeah. So it is a lot bigger, not super, but quite bigger than normal. So I'm going to cut this in half just so that I can try to maybe less. Alright, so since the cards are quite thicker than normal and are bigger than normal, I just took a portion of it so that I can shuffle it for you guys. I do have small hands. Yeah, it shuffles really nice. Let's do that again. More cards this time. Gosh, I have had like issues with shuffling my cards recently. No issues here. It shuffles really well. There's some resistance, but it snaps back, so that's really cool. What else do I want to say about this deck? Oh, did notice as well when I was doing the flip through that the names of the goddesses are not printed on the actual cards. So let's have a look. Okay, so you don't have goddesses assigned for the minor arcana, but for the majors, you have them. We have the three fates for the Wheel of Fortune, Oya for strength, Aphrodite for love, and so on and so forth. So perhaps you can also use the major arcana cards as goddess cards. If you're trying to invoke a goddess or pay tribute to them, that will also work. Shuffling it this way is also easy. Let's see. This one popped out. Okay, so let's read the Empress because I feel like the Empress is trying to say something. Let's have a look. Alright, very quickly. So, where is she? We have Tara. Okay, so the Empress. In card number 3, the Empress, we encounter pure creation. The Empress transforms everything she touches, instilling life and movement. She is fertile, overflowing, and active. She is chaos and creation. I like that. Moved by the force of love. The goddess Tara is a Tibetan goddess adopted by Buddhism and Hinduism. Tara is the essence of the feminine, a goddess who chose to be reborn as Buddha in the form of a woman against the monastic and spiritual rules that see the human woman as an obstacle to the achievement of enlightenment. Tara appears in many versions. More specifically, I would connect the card of Empress to the green Tara, who embodies the power of Mother Earth. Tara has a tantric aspect connected to sexual and creative energy, which is the driver behind the message of the Empress. Beyonce Knowles Carter, a pop star who came to fame as part of the group Destiny's Child in the 90s, rewrote the rules by increasingly underlining the fact that her art and actions are not just pop but also political. With her most recent albums, Beyonce reclaims feminism and political battles and becomes an activist for the rights of the BIPOC people. Okay, I don't understand. Why do we have Beyonce there all of a sudden? Ooh, okay, that's very interesting. Okay, I saw Marina Abramovic. So she is actually like an artist, like did they say it here? She's like, what do you call someone? Because I've seen videos of her wherein she went into like an art gallery of some sort, and then she told the people in that area that they can do whatever they want to her, so long as they don't kill her, I think. But yeah, the people there went crazy. They tore her clothes off. At first, they were kind of like tame, just maybe touching her or poking her, but towards the end, a lot of people were like, trying to put a gun to her head, and some of them really just removed her clothes, exposing her breasts, and really just sexually assaulting her. But everything was, okay, because she kind of like gave consent that she will accept whatever everyone does to her, and she's just not going to react. She'll remain passive. I don't remember how you call that kind of art, like performance art. There you go. So she's like a performance artist, and yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit of side note about who Marina Abramovic is. Whew. But yes, so I think this deck connects. Okay, here. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I thought Amelia Earhart with the Fool, because she's wearing that and she looks like she's off to a flight. So they're kind of like connecting the goddesses to a little bit more modern females. Who is Pamela? Oh, okay. So this one's Pamela Coleman Smith. Cool that she has a card of her own. We have Beyonce here. Rosa Parks. Zaha Hadid. Yes. Oh my God, she passed away like a couple of years ago. He was my brother's favorite architect. Like, inspired my brother a lot. So that's sad. And then who else do we have here? We have Grace Jones. Sue Austin, Simona Kosak, Vivian Meyer, okay, Bronte sisters, Frances Glessner Lee, Anne Sullivan, Martha Graham, contemporary dance, Coco Chanel. I love it. So that's why she's very, very stylish. Louise Veronica Sicone, or Madonna. Yes, obviously Madonna. Gosh, I didn't even notice that before. But yes, with the boobies. Who else? Okay, for Kali we have Frida Kahlo. Oh my gosh, yes, with the eyebrows. This is interesting. I love it. We have Ginevra De Marco. Okay. Margaret Atwood. Oprah for the Sun. Very cool. We have Angela Davis. Greta Thunberg. Oh my gosh, that's so cool that she got the world. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have a look at the guidebook and really I'll soak everything in, because I think it's very interesting how, they didn't just portray goddesses in this deck, but also connected it with, females who are making waves in our lives right now. So I think that's really cool. Fanning it out, not so good at it, but there you go. That is my full flip through and review of the tarot cards of modern goddesses. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Do you want this deck? Are you purchasing it? Are you adding it to your wish list? I'm so excited to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a like or perhaps subscribe to my channel for future videos like this. Thank you and see you again soon. Bye!